You wanted to know what happens after a baby is born at Utah Valley Hospital, specifically what about skin to skin and delayed cord clamping, and is the baby bathed immediately? And what I'm going to talk about is not necessarily unique to Utah Valley Hospital. It's something that applies to obstetrics in general. And when a baby is born, the first 10 to 15 minutes after the baby's born are very crucial moments. And the nurses and doctors make sure that the baby's transitioning well from water to air. And there's lots of different changes that need to happen. And so when a baby comes out, the first thing we do is start rubbing them and trying to dry them off, because it's as if they're stepping out of a shower and they're freezing cold and they have a hard time maintaining their own temperature. So we dry them off. And if it's a vaginal delivery, they're usually put onto the mother's belly, and we can do all of this drying on the mother's belly. And so you get to see your baby for the first time and hear them cry. And then the cord is clamped and then cut usually 30 to 60 seconds after delivery, unless it has to happen immediately because the baby needs immediate assistance. Assuming the baby's stable and everything's going the way it should, then the baby gets to stay on the mother's chest, and an assessment continues. The nurse listens to the baby's heart and lungs, and we band the baby and also the mother and the father so that everyone matches, and we weigh the baby, see how long they are. And while we're doing this assessment, the doctor is usually stitching the mother up and delivering the placenta. And after it's determined that the baby's stable, the nurses put a hat and a diaper on them and then just stick the baby on the mother's chest so that they're skin to skin. And there are so many benefits to skin to skin. It helps to regulate the baby's temperature. It helps to promote bonding, of course, to prep them for breastfeeding, and it also helps with brain development. And these benefits aren't just reaped right after delivery. You can actually do this for weeks to come, and there's lots of benefits that come from that. The first hour is what we call the golden hour. We want mothers to be able to spend as much time as they can with their babies, doing skin to skin and breastfeeding, and the nursing staff helps the mother nurse the baby. And during this time, it's very important to watch the well-being of the mother too, and to make sure she's not bleeding too much. And so in the midst of all the bonding and breastfeeding, the nurse will come in every 15 minutes and check on the baby and also check on the mother. And then after it's determined that the mother is medically stable, she's moved to her new mother-baby room, and this is where she'll stay until she goes home. And it's usually 1 to 2 days after a vaginal delivery or 3 to 4 days after a C-section, just whenever the doctor determines that she's medically stable to go home. And a bath is typically done after the mother's been moved to her new room, and it's done in front of the parents so that they can watch and learn and participate and be a part of that experience. It's a huge milestone, and so it's something that we want parents to be a part of. We do everything we can to keep mothers and babies together as much as possible. Keep in mind that there are times when the baby may need to go to the well baby nursery or even to the newborn ICU to be monitored more closely and to receive special care. Or they might need to go to the nursery so that the mother can receive special care that she's in need of. And if this is the case and you're separated for a short time, know that the staff will do everything they can to reunite you as soon as possible. And skin to skin and breastfeeding can happen at that time. If you have more specific questions about what to expect, talk with your OB provider at your next prenatal appointment. And if you have more questions in the future for me, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.